Good evening, everyone. I'm Laura Ingraham. This is the Ingraham Angle reporting tonight from Texas. Thank you for joining us tonight. And this is a Fox News alert, a historic moment. President Trump found guilty on all 34 counts. We'll go live to the courthouse for reaction in just a moment. But first, I guess we all need, to shop at Banana Republic from now on? Because that's what it feels like. Yeah, a Banana Republic. I wish there was someone to laugh about, but there's not. This is a disgraceful day for the United States, a day that America may never recover from. Yeah, the jury convicted Trump on all 34 counts of falsifying business records in order to interfere with the 2016 presidential election. We'll break that all down for you. But from the beginning, this case should never have been brought. This judge should never have been allowed to sit on the case. These charges should have been dismissed when the first motion was filed by the defense. The jury instructions were fatally flawed. They were farcical. And you don't have to be a former law clerk to know that this was all a travesty. And all along, Bragg's case was just an extension of the otherwise doomed Biden campaign. This is a humiliating day for the country that we all love. It makes us look like a joke to the rest of the world. Is this what they meant by the American way? Democrats have shown us who they really are. They don't intend to give up power, not ever. And funny, that's what they like to accuse Trump of. And if this lawfare is rewarded in November, it will mean that never again will you have a real choice in the presidential election. You'll maybe be able to choose between two candidates with minor disagreements on the big issues, but you'll never again be able to elect someone who makes fundamental changes again. Not at our border, not with these wars in places like Ukraine, and not in our economic policy. Think about this. Donald Trump gave up fame, fortune, and a very comfortable life to try to save America from the forces that are trying to tear it down right now. And if they can do this to someone like Donald Trump with his means, it will be very difficult to ever turn this around. At least he has the money and the resources right now to fight the cases that are being brought against him, including this and the appeals that will follow. But most people will never get this far. So are we going to establish a precedent where the president can put his political opponent in jail? Because if they can do this now, this will, I promise you, this will be the new normal. The Democrats are showing you what real power is like. It's the type of power we usually see dictators exercise in China and Cuba and North Korea. And if anyone threatens the establishment in the future, the Democrats will use the same playbook. Charge someone like, a J.D. Vance or a Ron DeSantis in a liberal jurisdiction on some bogus charges, then have a radical judge hand down jury instructions that will make it almost impossible for a jury not to convict them of something. So these great defenders of democracy would rather ruin the public's faith in the entire American system. They would rather lay waste to the Constitution. They would rather destroy the credibility of the U.S. judicial system than risk the real possibility that the people will elect a common-sense populace again, like Trump. If you allow them to get away with this, my friends, if it goes down in the history books that Trump was winning until he was convicted of a crime in a liberal jurisdiction, if Trump goes on to lose the presidency, then this will become the model for how the left will hang on to power forever. Now, the left is gleeful tonight, no doubt. You've seen them in the streets. They're cheering. They're pumping their fists. I can only imagine the coming book deal, the 12 saviors of democracy, the interviews on the Today Show, the near-orgasmic panels on MSNBC. They're thinking that Trump's the real loser here. But really, we're all the losers. Because if this is allowed to stand, and if these people aren't thrown out of office with an exclamation point, then we will essentially be forced to live in a one-party state for the foreseeable future. The only recourse now is with the appellate process, as slow as it is, but more importantly, with you, the voters. And given how things have gone, we'll have more luck with the people. And if this feels bad tonight, think of how you will feel if Biden and Harris win again. So I say turn this dark day into a time to recommit yourself to saving America from these vindictive, far-left tyrants. Volunteer, donate, organize, and even reach out to others who maybe haven't followed this trial. Explain how this reverberates far beyond Trump and how it threatens our ability to effect real political change in the future. Today can't be the end of the line for American exceptionalism, but it will be if we sit on our hands and fall into despair. So don't get mad, get motivated.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.